What's cracking? Darren McDuffie here, alias Fat Man, helping you become perfectly healthy and toned. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. You can connect with me on Periscope at I'm the Fat Man if you're already viewing me on Periscope, so you're already actually my friend on here, and you can go back and look at these broadcasts, and I would advise you, or ask you rather, to share these broadcasts as well. And you can connect with me on my personal page, Darren McDuffie, or you can connect with me on Twitter at @thefat_man. And then I'm also on Facebook. My radio show is on Facebook, and I do the show every Monday and Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that is called Perfectly Healthy and Toned Radio, and I'm on Facebook as well. So it'd be facebook.com/Perfectly Healthy and Toned Radio. So let me turn this camera around. So there I am. So good afternoon, I would say. It's 12 o'clock here in Florida. Just got done doing my morning workout, and then normally after I do my workout, I do a coffee enema every Saturday. Just to detoxify myself and clean some things out and get my thoughts together and detox my thoughts. When I'm doing my coffee enema, I tend to, recollect my thoughts and soothe myself and get good feeling thoughts and reach for positive feeling thoughts. So today I wanted to talk about the origin of illness. I know that a lot of people believe in the action that illness just happens, but I'm a big firm believer, and I'm going to walk around the house here. I'm a big firm believer in illness coming from our thoughts. We have so many different thoughts during the course of the day. So why couldn't illness come from our thoughts? And I did a Facebook video on this not long ago, really last week, on the origin of illness. I didn't call it that. I actually called it something else. But what I want to express to you is, if you do not want illness in your life, if you do not want disease in your life, you have to stop giving your attention to it. An example I use was my mom. My mom passed away in 2005, and she passed away from breast cancer. And after my mom passed away, I wanted to fight cancer so much. I did everything that I could. Any cancer walks that came up, I wanted to participate in those walks. Anytime there was a donation for those particular things, I would always give money and donate to them. And over the course of time, I realized something about the cancer establishment. I started doing a lot of research, and that kind of changed my mind. And I no longer do any walks. I no longer do any donating to fighting cancer. And if you look at it, there's a lot of fights. We're fighting a war against drugs. We're fighting a war against cancer. We're fighting all kinds of wars, and everything is getting bigger. Nothing is subsiding. So universal law says that whatever we fight against or whatever we give our attention to will remain there. And in most cases, it will get larger. The universe will start bringing you more and more things to fight. So if you're fighting cancer, the universe will bring you more cancer to fight. And that might be within yourself as an individual. There might be more people who are coming into your experience who are having cancer. So why give your attention to it? Why give your attention to Alzheimer's? Why give your attention to any type of disease that's out there when you know that you're inviting it into your life? So what do? Just ignore it. Just mind your own business. And I know that's hard, because a lot of times we think that if we ignore something, it means that it doesn't exist. It exists, but it doesn't have to come into your experience. I'm going to say that again. It exists, but it doesn't have to come into your experience. You are a creator of your own reality. You are a creator of your own reality. Whether you want to believe that or not, it's absolutely true that you create your own reality. Look at what you're doing on a daily basis. Go through Facebook. Look out how many fear-based articles there are. People are putting fear-based articles out. If you don't do this, then you're going to get this. If you don't have this, then you're going to get this. And when you're looking at their articles, what I would do is tell you to pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to how you feel. Are you feeling good inside when you're watching something that's fear-based? Or do you feel better when you are focusing on something out of love? A lot of us are scared to get diseases. And if you're scared to get something, if you fear getting something, guess what? You're inviting it into your life, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So what am I telling you? Simply put, ignore stuff that doesn't feel good to you. You know, if you can go through Facebook and you have friends that are sharing negative stuff, then ignore it. That's all you have to do. Block that person. You can unfollow them, and you don't have to see that stuff anymore. And you don't have to invite it into your experience. What we resist, and I know you've heard this before, always persists. So if you're resisting something, if you're resisting Alzheimer's and it's in your family, if you're resisting, we talked about cancer on this broadcast, if you're resisting cancer, if you're resisting autoimmune diseases, they're going to persist. If you start not paying attention to these things, if you have an illness or a condition at this point in time, what I would urge you to do is to get happy. Happy people are healthy people. The majority of people who have these conditions are not happy people. They're taking that action-based journey of looking for a doctor, looking for someone to give them a pill, to give them a potion, to give them hope when everything is located within themselves. So you take that emotional journey. You get happy. Get happy. Illness is a chance for you to step into your power. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people have no idea how powerful they are, how powerful the mind is, and how you're only seeing a fraction of who you are in your physical body. You're much bigger than what you think you are. You're just seeing a fraction of who you are in your physical body. So take the emotional journey and don't take the action journey as much, and you'll see that illness, a lot of diseases, all these things that are happening are just chronic thought patterns. I can sit down with anybody for 2 minutes, that's all it takes for 2 minutes, and see the loop that they're playing in their head all the time. It's a chronic thought pattern. And your thoughts manifest within your body. I'll say that again. Your thoughts eventually manifest within your body. So the goal is to get happy, to feel good. You're supposed to feel good. A lot of people forget that they're supposed to feel good. They think that everything's supposed to feel bad. Your emotions are a guide. Things are supposed to feel good, and happy people feel good. Happy people don't have illnesses. Happy people don't have these chronic thoughts which keep you in that loop of chronic disease. So I would encourage you this week to pay attention to what you're watching. Pay attention to the things that are popping up on the television. Ignore things. If you don't want something in your life, just simply ignore it. You're reading these articles based upon fear. Don't read the articles anymore. You can always find good, positive articles if you look out there and you read those. And again, the origin of illness is always in our thoughts. That's where illness starts. You can go back. If you need proof, you can look it up. And if you want to see how powerful your mind is, I would advise you to take a look at a YouTube documentary called Century of the Self. I mentioned this on the Facebook video I posted earlier this week. It's called Century of the Self, and it's about Edward Bernays, who is the father of modern public relations. And he was, I think, the nephew of Sigmund Freud, who's a famous psychologist who did all these studies on the mind. And they learned so much about the mind, and then they started, Edward Bernays took what his uncle knew and put it into marketing and advertising, and you'll start seeing how powerful your mind is and how your thoughts create. So again, the origin of illness is always in your thoughts. If you can change your thoughts, you can change illness. Darren McDuffie, alias Fat Man, helping you become perfectly healthy and toned. One love, y'all. Peace.